Hi guys, it's me again. Welcome back to the channel, Stare into the Sun. Today we're going to be looking at the tabs video for the Epilogue song by Burzum or Urkhai. And I'm going to roll the entire video with tab sheet so that you can just see how it goes and play along. But before we do that, I'm also going to talk shortly a bit about what the chords are and show on the guitar how I play them, because it's mostly just normal easy chords in this song. There are actually a lot of colored chords in this song, but they're mostly not that difficult to take. There might be one or probably maybe one chord towards the end that you may have struggled with if you're a complete beginner. But this is a fairly easy song to play, and if you just try it, I'm sure you can do it even if you don't have a lot of guitar experience beforehand. So let's get to it. Okay, so we begin with E minor. Simply, I'm going to name the strings by name, so you simply place one finger on the A string and one finger on the D string on the second frets, and there you have the very first chord, which will be followed by C major, where you go with the third fret on the A string, second fret on the D string, and then you skip the G string and you place the finger then on the first fret on the B string. And those are the first two chords that you will play in the song, and then you will begin. This will all be clear in the tabs later also, but you take this shape and you begin from the bottom and you pluck it like this. But when you come back to the A string, you remove this finger and just play an open A string. And that's kind of to get ready for the C chords that's coming. So together, if I play that slowly, it will be... I can actually play it with my thumb, so maybe it will be better visible. Don't know how well you can see on this setup. So that part is kind of the intro part. Okay, for the next part, you will begin with I think it's F sus2. You go with first finger on the first fret of the bottom E string. Second finger goes on the third fret of the A string, and the third and last finger also go on the third fret but on the D string, and you will play the lowest four notes like this. Then you will transition to C major, which we showed earlier. Now we'll go to the A minor, but with a little variation. So you have this open string here, the A string, and then you place your fingers as normal. But when you play this chord, you kind of hammer on this guy here who works on the B string, so it sounds like this. and then this part ends with that you play. You kind of remove it, so you place. Keep these fingers. You still play the open A note. You play this, and then you play the open B string now. It's like it's works as a transition towards something else, or it's like emotionally it implies a transition towards something. So just let's play that part quickly, slowly. I mean. For the following up of that, you go back to the F-sus2 chord and you play it 2 times. You play that A5 chord that we ended with recently, with just these 2 fingers. And go to the E chord again. So it will be like this. And then basically the whole sequence, it repeats again, but I think it ends on a different note. So we go again. Yeah, so it go there and let it ring out until we come back to the kind of first part again. But this time, when we started the first part, we played the E minor and the C major. We just played like this. But now we're going to play the same thing, but we let we're going to move even higher on the strings with the E minor chord. I'm just gonna show you how. So you see, you begin as before. But when you've taken these 4 strings, then you jump to the top E string and go downwards. And then you go back into the same transition with the open A string. So and then after that part, we just go back to, we just repeat the stuff we already played. First this part. And then there's like a small transition to the kind of this thing that bridges into the final part, and you just go on the bottom E string. We go. So if we end that final part, the previous part. And then we come into this kind of bridge part, which only has 2 chords basically, and they are, you play like this. I'm gonna show it first slowly and then say what it is. I think that first part is E sus2 or something. Doesn't really matter in this context. But you play the open 6th, the low E string. Place a finger on the 2nd fret on the A string. Then you also need to push down the 2nd fret on the D string. And then you will have to use one finger to, like if you want the notes to be able to have a long sustain, you will need to have to use another finger to hit then this note here on the 4th fret on the D string. So like this. But then of course you could, if you have difficulty doing that, you can just play it. But then it won't have like the same flow, but it's up to, I guess it depends. I guess this is the only problem if you're like a real beginner. Anyway, so it's that the first chord. And then you keep this same shape that you end with basically a rock chord. So you stay there with the finger on the 2nd fret on the A string and a finger on the 4th fret on the D string. And then you just add the 3rd fret here on the low E string. You go back. Go back to this again, and now you play, you go up also to some of the higher notes. Something like that. And then it kind of alternates in this way. You keep the same shapes as we've just done, but you just play them a little differently. Now you do like this. And now we come into the final part, which is kind of a little dreamy climax. It's this, I think it's A minor add 9 chords with the first, that's the add the flat 9 and then just the normal 9. And it looks like this. And then you move to what's just a G minor, I guess. So I really love this. It's, you know, it's this, all these. This song has so many colored chords, and it's they who give this like dreamy, mysterious feeling, and I think it kind of culminates at the end in a very nice way with this A minor Ed 9 chords. So you start with the open A string, and then you immediately have to hit the C here, the 3rd fret on the A string. So I'm gonna remove my finger so you see the entire process. You start with the A string open. I suggest you place your long finger here, and then on the 3rd fret of the A string, then you will have to place your index finger on the 2nd fret of the D string. So and you have to use this barré shape because you're not going to have to push down several strings at the same time. So we have those we talked about, but you have to use a barré so you also push down the 2nd fret of the G string, and now we should be. Now you're going to have to use this smaller finger, your ring finger and your pinky finger, and the first one is you have to put this ring finger on the 3rd fret of the G string, and it gets a bit crowded here, so you have to like find a nice position. I like to first put this one here so it doesn't touch the A or the E string, and then we play it as we began. And then it's this G string. You're going to have to place the ring finger there on the 3rd fret, and then you just go down again. Okay, so that's the first part, and then so it alternates between that one and the second part, where it's the same, where you need this one here, the barré. We hold our several fingers, and you have to be ready to put down this, the 3rd fret on the A string, but this time you reach instead of going with the 3rd fret on the G string, you go to the 4th fret, which is actually it's a bit more comfortable. It's a bit more comfortable because things are not so crowded as when every finger is around here. So then you will do like this. Okay, so if you go this entire thing, and I almost forgot, and then it ends on this kind of G minor shape, where you just put it's like one of these inverted rock chords. You just place one finger on the 3rd fret on the low E string and 1st fret on the A string, and then you just play these strings and some other. You do like this: 1 2 3 4, 1 2 3 4. So it's kind of simple. So I'm just going to put that together slowly, because I found like this is the only part of the song where there's any chords that can be a little uncomfortable depending on how used you are to use all your fingers. So it goes like this. Again. And then for the end, you just we move up a little bit. We push all this down, and so on the place the entire finger, but on the 5th fret, but do not touch the A or bottom E string. Then you place your ring finger on the 7th fret, and you just strum it downwards from the A string, something like this. Yeah, so that's how you play Epilogue by Burzum. And when you play it, try to make the notes that can ring out while you're changing the chords, because it sounds much better that way. And I think now we've come to the part where I'm just going to roll the original video, but with added tablature at the bottom. So I hope you enjoyed this video, and I hope you will enjoy playing this song.